I want to start firstly with the Windward Road Improvement Project. I wish to place on record our dissatisfaction with the road improvement being undertaken along a section of Windward Road in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, shortly before we demitted office in 2016, plans for the development of an elegant corridor from the Norman Manley Airport into the city were in an advanced stage. The project was to commence initially with a major focus on the Windward Road for full rehabilitation from Rockfort to Ellison Road. This would have seen upgrading of the pavements, construction of curb walls and sidewalks, installation of new lighting and signage, and a general beautification of the area. This was also to include members from Eastern St. Andrew, Mountain View Avenue, and of course my colleague from Southeast St. Andrew. To our amazement, the project has been downsized with only road improvements surfacing from Rockfort to Mountain View Avenue intersection. In fact, the contract that was signed did not even have provisions for curb walls and sidewalks. This was partly remedied only after my strenuous appeals to the Prime Minister. So while curb walls are now being installed, there is still no provision for sidewalks, despite repeated assurances from the Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, we are not envious of the improvements currently taking place in Barbican and Constant Spring, but we must ask, why are the people of downtown being treated differently than those uptown? When you continue to operate in this way, Mr. Speaker, you only cement the widely held view that there is classism in this place. So I call on the Prime Minister, under whose portfolio the National Works Agency falls, for the full restoration of the original plans for this project. When we speak of strategic integrated development, we mean that development should be inclusive. The proposed development of Port Royal, including the cruise ship port, is a case in point. As you may be aware, Mr. Speaker, there have been many proposals to capitalize on the potential of Port Royal. Given its historical, ecological, and environmental importance, as well as other social and economic factors, successive governments have moved very carefully with implementing plans to exploit the value of this national asset. In addition, it was recognized that the residents of the community must be an integral part of any development. So while we welcome the latest initiative by the Port Authority of Jamaica to develop Port Royal as a tourist resort, we urge the authorities to proceed in a more consultative manner. We are very concerned that much is swirling about the project and things are happening which might prove to be premature and another waste of effort and money. We support the role being played by the government's regulatory entities concerned with the cultural and natural resources, as well as the planning and development. However, Mr. Speaker, a greater effort must be made to involve the people's representatives and broad-based stakeholders' interests, including residents, youth, and the local business community. What about those early pioneers in the Port Royal Development Company, led by Bobby Stevens, who had done so much work in the developmental aspects of this project, at great cost to themselves and to the government? Why is this project being developed in such secrecy? Over the years, under successive administrations, the citizens of the area have had to contend with inadequate housing, water, and sewage problems, and other challenges. Because the development plans were in a state of flux, appropriate and permanent solutions were often delayed. Now that the cruise shipping and other tourism potential are being realized, we must not leave the people behind. First, we need to fix the housing situation. We need to fix the water. We need to fix the sewage problem. Then we need to enter consultations with respect to training, entrepreneurship, and the necessary social and economic adjustment that residents need to make. We also have to focus on the reorientation of the people, which will be required for seamless integration into development as partners, beneficiaries, and key stakeholders. So, Mr. Speaker, it is not too late to involve the Port Royalists in this venture. Our people must not be left behind in the process of development. We must safeguard the people's interest. I continue to be grateful for the opportunity to serve my country and the people of East Kingston and Port Royal. Mr. Speaker, I'm also grateful for the almost 15 years of service in the cabinet of this land, making me one of the few in this parliament to have served that time in the cabinet. I think the leader of the opposition and the member from Northwest St. Catherine on this side and a few on that side. So, Mr. Speaker, in all of this, I am very proud of some of the achievements that we have done on behalf of the people. Every single policy was created with one aim: the growth and development of this great little place called Jamaica. At all times, I have fought for what was best for the people of Jamaica. And I did it in the words of my school motto, Agi Animo, do it with all thy might.
That's right.
Excelsior. So, Mr. Speaker, I am proud of the liberalization of the telecommunication sector. I am proud that Jamaica has moved from one of the countries with the lowest teledensity levels in the world to one of the highest today. I am proud that the Jamaican model of how to introduce competition in the telecom sector has been followed across the length and breadth of the Caribbean. I am proud that more and more Jamaicans have access to smart devices and the internet. I am proud that we had the vision and were brave enough to take the risk of establishing a universal service fund which has accumulated $14 billion and seen over 400 community access points, e-learning and tablets in school. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of my role in liberalizing the motor vehicle industry so that access to a motor vehicle is no longer restricted to a privileged few. I am proud that I helped to establish Jamaica as a leading Caribbean state for the use of renewable energy. I am proud that we have been able to achieve diversification with the introduction of LNG at a ceiling price of 12.89 US cents per kilowatt hour. I am proud of the pivotal role that I played in the development of the Petro-Carib Development Fund, and the debt buyback negotiations with Venezuela. I am proud of the reforms that I led to modernize our company's law and to promulgate modern legislation in intellectual property protection. I am proud to have implemented reforms and laws to protect our manufacturers, such as anti-dumping and subsidies and safeguard legislation. I am proud to have promulgated far-reaching consumer protection legislation and amendments of the Fair Competition Act. I am proud of the creation of the Spectrum Management Authority, eGov Jamaica Limited, e-learning, NESOL, JIPO, Consumer Affairs Commission, Energy Council, Victor Wind Farm, etc., etc., etc. I am proud of my pioneering role in the creation of a BPO industry and the creation of thousands of jobs in this sector. And of course, Mr. Speaker, I am proud of my role in getting GISCO to reopen Alpart. I am proud that at all times my first priority has always been protecting the people and safeguarding their interests. Yes, Mr. Speaker, I am proud of these achievements, and I'm so grateful that I was given the opportunity to achieve these for the people of this great nation. May God bless Jamaica and breathe out.